Welcome back to the channel. Last video you saw we got the hood painted, and this week we're going to wet sand and try to get it buffed and ready to go back on the truck, and then hopefully that'll finish up all the cab portion, and we'll be ready to just to do the bed. I'm probably going to take a long break here after this hood and try to get some other stuff accomplished that I need to get accomplished rather than spend my days every day on this 68. So we'll see how it goes, but stay tuned and watch us try to get this hood ready to put back on the truck. All right, so we're back at it out here this week. I got my new emblem in today, the Chevy emblem. The issue being this glove box door is not for the 67-8, so the emblem is different and has different positionings. As you can see here, one hole lines up pretty decent. That hole doesn't line up at all, and there's no hole up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill some new holes, and I think I'm going to move it this way just a little bit, offset it like it should have been on the other glove box door. So I'm going to get a marker and mark this, and then drill I got to drill 3 holes here, and we'll see if we can get this thing put on. I think that'll do it. I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back of this because there's no way of getting to the back of the glove box door to get the pieces on it. So all right, that's another piece done. All right, as you can see here, we've got a big run on the front part of the hood, and I'm going to try to get it out. Not going to blame it at all on the painter. We'll just blame it on I don't know, we'll blame it on weather conditions instead of the painter. Let's see what happens here when first I'm just going to use a single edge and try to get most of the run off. So I'm not going to use the interference pad. I'm going to just use the solid pad because I want to take out just the run and not a lot of material around it. Just see what happens. All right, that got a lot of it out. So what I'm going to do now is go back and put the interference pad on and see if I can cut it down any more right in there. It's still, it's got two little channels on each side of it is the problem. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get it all out. I don't know, I hope it don't end up being a reshoot. Okay, now I'm going to go back and put the 3/8 interference foam pad on because I just want to wet sand the rest of the hood and not any direct runs that I have to work with now. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's starting to get slick now. You still see just a little sheen through the under the where it's dry, and I got to get the rest of that off. But it's I think it'll be okay. I don't think I'm going to have to reshoot anything, hopefully. All right, making good progress. I've got over most of this side. There's going to be a few places I'm going to have to go back over. It's still got a little bit of texture when that water dries, but all in all, pretty good. I think I got all the run out in the front. We're good there. And but you can see the difference. Trying to get something flat here that's dried off. But okay, there's without texture. And there's with texture that I haven't wet sanded yet. And there's still going to be some little dirt nibs, like right here is a dirt nib that I won't be able to do anything about. I think there's one up in here. Yeah, there's a little one right there that I probably won't be able to get out. Right in there. But all in all, it's not going to be that bad. It's not going to be perfect, but it's not going to be that bad. All right, I'm going to move on to the other side. switch out the paper. It's getting pretty worn. Clear is kind of getting hard. It's cured for several days and sanding a little bit harder, but it's still okay. I did take the interference pad off to sand the flat areas there. Makes it cut just a little bit better with that 1500. So I'm gonna let that dry just a little bit and I'll come back and see what we got. All right, now I'm gonna go back with 3000 paper, and it's a little more forgiving, so I won't have to worry about the edges as much as I did with the 1500. So. All right, I've run over it with 3000 completely. So I'm gonna let that dry just a little bit and then clean it off good, and then I'm gonna go to 5000. All right, so I'm gonna go now to 5000. All right, so I think I'm gonna go on to 8,000 so I won't have to hit it so hard with the buffer. If you'll notice, I was being a little more aggressive up on the edges. The good thing about this, you know, when you get up to 5,000, it's not gonna cut much. However, you can't dwell on the edges. You just gotta, I just kind of buffing past them a little bit to try to blend over the edge where I haven't been cutting or wet sanding a lot. So now it's on to 8,000. Here's the Trizac 8,000 grit 3M pad. That's what I used for the last pass on it. All right, here I go with the 8,000. After I get it done with this, I'm going to wash it off good before I buff it. Make sure all the grit and everything's off of the hood so I'm not buffing that. All right, I'm buffing on the hood this morning. Got it wet sanded down. Still got a few little, what I call cat tracks in it that I'm gonna have to address, but it's not perfect by no means. Wished it had turned out a little better, but it's got good shine. It's relatively flat. I've got a place right there. I'm not sure what it is. It's just like a stain in the paint that's not gonna come out. But all in all, it's got a relatively good reflection. Still got to polish it with the final polish, but won't really help a lot as far as shine. I think it's about as clear and as as shiny as it's probably going to be. Might just take out a few of the swirls. This side over here I've just got wet sanded, and you can see there's still that place right here. There's a dirt nib that's not going to all come out, but it's just a at-home paint job. That's what you can say about it. So far it's just about like I expected it. But we'll get the truck finished up and get to enjoy it hopefully some this summer with get the bed finished painting. That's basically all I like. I'm going to end this series of videos on the 68 here. This coming week I'm going to try to get the hood put on and then start working on the bed sides as time permits. We got a lot of other things going on right now, so not going to have a whole lot of time to work on it. But I've appreciated all you guys that have watched and subscribed to my channel, and especially the ones that have followed and along. I found out one thing about YouTube: you can have a lot of subscribers but not a lot of views and a lot of watchers, and part of that is because of the content. I realize nobody wants to see body work and paint on a truck week after week, but for me it's just to document the process. So if I keep the truck for 20 more years or my lifetime, or sell it, you know, it'll all be on video, or most of it will be what I've done, like the silver truck was. So, and for that, it's worth quite a bit to me just to being able to video it. But like I say, thank y'all all for supporting me, for what you did for the channel, and you know, we'll still post some videos occasionally. I'm probably going to do some for the street rods in Louisville, and I'm planning on going to the spring rod run in Pigeon Forge. I don't know how that's going to be yet. We've got some other things going on right now, so I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to make it. I've got reservations at a motel, so I'm going to try my best to make it, but we'll just see how that goes. But appreciate all of you. Have a good day.